Hi, Shanna Forrestall here with Not Just Small Talk. My guest today is Escalante Lundy. Escalante is a good friend. He's an actor. We met in the field. We've worked on some projects together, producing and acting together. But I've been most curious recently about his health journey. So today we're going to talk about a roadmap to real health. This is just one person's journey of changing his life, changing his health, how he did it, and how we as average people can take control of our lives and do something different to get the results that we want. I'll be right back for you to meet Escalante Lundy, and we'll be talking about a roadmap to real health. Hi, Shanna Forrestall here. I'm back on Not Just Small Talk. My guest today is Escalante Lundy, and I'm excited to talk to him. He's been doing a real health reboot lately. So today we're going to be talking about a roadmap to real health. And this is just one person's journey, and one person's story about how he got there. Escalante, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
We've been friends for a long time. What is it, like 9 years now?
We met in 11, January 2008 in Baton Rouge.
So we have been friends since 2011, January 2011. It's a long time.
2008.
Oh, 2008. Wow. So we've been friends a long time, but I've seen your journey with health. I've seen you have had to work really hard to maintain your health. He's a big guy. When you look at the picture, you might be able to tell a little bit. But Escalante's a big man. How tall are you?
6'2".
He's 6'2". He's a big man, carries a lot of beef, and comes from a family that may have some health issues that might be passed down. And so I've seen you struggle to eat properly. I've seen you struggle to work out. I've seen you do all of these things to try to maintain your health and maintain your longevity. So I want to talk to you today because I know you've been doing some new things, and I can see the difference in your body. You've been telling me some of these exciting things that have been happening. So let's start with the why, because I know you've been working on your health for a while. You had another experience, was it with your doctor, that kind of got you motivated in a new way, right?
About 2 or 3 years ago, I had 4 gentlemen that I graduated from high school to die in a 13-month period.
Oh, my goodness.
3 of us played football together. 1 was in the band. 1 died of lung cancer. 1 had a stroke. 1 had a heart attack. And 1 died of brain cancer in 13 months. And that woke me up.
Yeah.
Because at the time, I was 52 when they all died. I remember going to the funeral of the first one, and the other 3 guys were there.
Wow.
Then with the funeral of the second one, and 2 of the guys were there, and with the funeral of the third one, and 1 guy was then he was gone a few months later. So that, they always say things come in 3s, that came in 4. So it was like
that's a wake-up call.
Extra emphasis. And most of those deaths, except for the last one, because the lung cancer guy smoked every day, the stroke, the guy, he was almost twice my size, and the particular person used some substances that caused it. The last person just had brain cancer, was not the fault of his own, but it told me that even though it was unfortunate, these things were preventable.
Right. And how sad is that you have people dying at just in their 50s with preventable diseases. So that kind of got you thinking about your own longevity and your own health.
Exactly. It told me that I had some control over my specific longevity. I can't control the external forces that may be inflicted upon me, but I can control the internal forces that I have say over, as far as, my nutrition, my exercising, who and what I surround myself with.
Yes.
I have control over that.
Yes, that's a really good point. We can't control the fact that we walk out of here. We're in Kansas City, by the way. Escalante and I met here at a conference. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But if we step outside and a bus hits us, we have no control over that if we don't see it. But like you're saying, what we do put in our body or what we choose not to put in our body because it's deadly, we do have control over that. So what did you do then? You started thinking about it, but then what did you do? Did you go to your doctor and talk to them? Or?
First, I started going to a naturopath. I started that about 2 years ago. I had a friend, she told me about it. And then I went to the naturopath. The first thing they did was questionnaire, fill out just total history of myself and my family history. Questionnaire, they drew blood. I had to go back, drew a lot of blood, like 15 tubes.
Oh, my.
And the initial session was an hour and a half. She went through every aspect of my body, stuff I never even thought about. And some of my deficiencies, what I was weak in, a few things I was pretty good at, but a lot of deficiencies. And most of that stemmed from nutrition. What I was not doing.
Right.
And even though we can do everything right, the food today is not
Yeah.
the food 50 years ago.
That's right.
Definitely not the food 100 years ago.
It's lacking.
Yes.
And then it has extra stuff in it that we don't need, like glyphosate.
Exactly. So there was some supplements that she put me on. No pharmaceuticals. It was all supplementation, and
Yeah.
it started to show some improvement.
Right. Did you make some diet changes around that time? I remember you got on a juicing phase for a while.
Yeah, I started, and I still, to this day, I never was a big vegetable eater.
And guys, you trust me when he says that, he means it.
Yes, we have an ongoing...
He is a meat man. Like,
yes,
I know some of you out there, vegans and vegetarians. I tend to be vegetarian most of the time right now. But this man, all I've ever known him to eat was meat.
Yes.
So I remember you, like, I don't like vegetables, so I'm juicing them, and I'm taking it like medicine, like carrot juice and stuff, right? That's
yes,
hilarious.
I would juice, like, the carrots, the apple, cucumber, the hard vegetables, and the leafy vegetables. I would just put that in a blender.
Yeah.
And then I would put it all together.
And just make a green smoothie and get your vitamins. That's good.
So that's what I started doing that a couple of years ago, and that showed the biggest improvement probably as far as nutrition, as far as non-supplemental nutrition, because I was very lacking in that. So there was a lot of vitamins, specifically minerals, that I wasn't getting, and that helped tremendously.
Good. I know when you started that journey, I remember seeing a difference. I remember seeing, you are healthier. You have been getting healthier progressively over the last couple of years. Now let's talk about fitness for a minute, because you're a big guy, and I know you have some leg or knee issues, right, too?
Yeah, because of the weight.
But you've been consistent to work out.
Yes.
I mean, as I've known you, you've been working out at some level.
Yeah, but as far as working out, organized work, that's when I was 13. I guess I always played as a child, but since high school and college, I've always lifted weights.
Yeah.
Because I was a skinny kid growing up. That was the path you took. You were skinny, you lift weights. And I continue to do that. But then I started incorporating more cardiovascular activities. I ride the bike. I ride a bike 3 days a week. And I started boxing, and that helped out a lot.
And I'm sure all of those things have helped because you come from a family that may have some other diseases. Just the fact that you're an African-American male brings with it some concerns for health.
Yes.
Your body tends to hold on to a little bit of extra fat in that. And you're tall, you're a big man. So all of those things can benefit from you being physically active and from putting better choices of what you put into your body, better quality food, incorporating fruits and vegetables. But recently, what I want to hear about today, because I think, we all are finding our own journey to health. Everybody has their own path. It's not one way. Like, I do really well when I'm vegetarian. You and my husband Gary could never survive as a vegetarian, right? You guys need meat. I mean, you do. And that's okay, because I find my health in one way, you guys find it in a different way, and that's totally fine. But all these things that you've done, they helped you some, but it wasn't quite enough. So you were telling me recently about something else you found that's been really helpful. So let's talk about that.
I found this product from this company called LifeVantage called Protandim. I have a friend, Dr. Cami Anapidi. I met him when I lived in California. He moved to Maryland, lived with his family. And I have a brother that lives in Maryland, and they know each other. So I was visiting my brother November of 2018, and I hadn't talked to Cammy in a long time. So I called him to go over to see him. I think I haven't seen Cam in like 5 years. He's about maybe 12, 15 years older than me. And he was a heavy-set guy. He's probably a little shorter than me. When I saw him, he looked like half the man. He had lost at least 50 pounds.
Wow.
And this was a very educated gentleman, but never exercised.
Yeah.
And ate whatever you want to eat.
Right.
And I go to his house, he's sweating. I said, what's going on? You all right? I said, yeah, I just finished working out. And I was like shocked. He had never worked out as long as I knew him.
Wow.
And he said he would wake up, do his exercises, have a light breakfast, and then for lunch, he would walk to the mall to get his lunch. And the mall was a mile away. So he would work out twice a day. And I was like, you're in your 60s, mid to late 60s.
That's awesome.
Does something happen health-wise? And how do you have the energy for this?
Right.
And then he was telling me about this product called Protandim.
Okay.
And he said he started taking it a few months ago and how it started changing him as far as more energy. And there's other products that LifeVantage had, but that was the main product. More energy, more endurance, just feeling overall better.
Yeah.
And so he gave me some samples, and I started taking it, and then I decided to order a bottle. And I had a specific problem since 2005. I have a viral wart, which means it comes back.
It's like
reoccurring in my right heel. And I would go to the podiatrist every 6 weeks to 2 months, and they would take it out. And 6 weeks later, it would grow back. So at least every 2 months, I was in the podiatrist's office taking out this wart.
And it was pretty painful from what you
told me. It's like
walking
on rocks.
Jeez.
Especially if you had hard shoes, it was the worst.
Yeah.
So anyway, I started taking this product. That was in November. I went back to the podiatrist the first time, yesterday. First time, that's 8 months?
Yeah. So you haven't been back?
And the doctor, when I walked into the doctor's office, she said, "Where have you been?" I said, "Oh, Joe, just hanging out." So I didn't tell her initially, so I want her to see for herself. So she said, "Well, let's." I said, she was saying that I must really be in pain. Let me see what your foot must really look pretty bad. She took my shoe off, and she didn't see anything. And she was shocked.
Wow.
Because I was going to her every 2 months by clockwork, and it had been 8 months, and there was nothing to show.
Wow.
This product, Protandim, what it had done was allow my body to heal itself.
Right. And there's a whole science behind that, guys. We're going to put the link in here. If you're interested, you can learn more about the science. We're not scientists. We're not doctors. We're just people. Yes. Just sharing our story. So we don't want to try to, pretend to be something we're not. But the science I found it very interesting. So you've seen some changes in that. I mean, that's amazing.
Yes.
That went away.
Yeah, that was the initial change, but that was immediate because, that's been going on for 13 years.
That's wild.
And then I noticed my blood pressure was normally 150 over 75. Wow. My weight is down. Cholesterol was normally 230, it's down to 160.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of things. I was going to the naturopath, so I was taking blood work and I was having
and tracking everything.
So there's a lot of things I can tell. We'd be all day telling you all the things that have improved.
Right.
And it's not just that one thing. I already had started changing my eating. Now I do intermittent fasting. Mm-hmm. I do a partial keto diet. I get more rest.
Yeah.
And one of the main things that had nothing to do with nutritional health, I stay away from negative people.
Yeah.
Which has really helped me stress-wise.
Amen. That is one of the simplest way to make your life better.
And I try to drink as much water as possible.
Me too.
So those are the basic things.
And I would agree with you on all those points because, guys, I don't know if you know, but I'm down to like 128, 126, which for me, I haven't been at this weight and this musculature since I was in my 20s. I was a vegetarian and I was teaching 4 fitness classes a week. And I'm doing that with the same very similar to what you're saying. I'm eating mostly vegetarian, but I'm doing intermittent fasting, drinking a lot of water, doing a lot of rest. Because I've been, on a big journey myself, which I'll share my story later. But I'm doing pretty much everything Escalante's doing, and I actually got on the supplements as well. And I've seen definite improvement since that's happened. So we're seeing these changes in our body. We won't harp on this, but I just think you're inspiring, Escalante, because I think, like you said, there are a lot of people who look at their lives and they go, I want to make a change. I should make a change, but they don't. Because making a change in our life requires a discipline. It requires sacrifice. It's so much easier to go and buy 3 chocolate chip cookies for lunch than what we did, which was go buy, some greens and some healthy proteins and like drink a lot of water and herbal iced tea. You know what I mean? Like it would be easier. It'd be more fun to go grab a cookie. But what I've learned is that there's a payback for that. And it's not that I don't have a cookie every now and then. If I want one, every now and then I have one. But I have found that by making these positive life changes, it does affect everything. It affects the mental clarity. It affects how you respond to the world. It affects how you sleep. It affects your capability when you do whatever kind of workout you do. I'm doing hot yoga right now. I love it. And you do cardio and cycling and whatever. Whatever we're doing, I think by making healthy life choices, we're doing that easier and making that better. So fear was a motivator for you. What else? Just because I know if we're all on our own journey, some people are motivated by fear and they see somebody die that they care about young and go, man, I better do something, right? But I think there are other motivators for people. Were there other motivators for you that besides, seeing that made you say, you know what, I want to improve this and helped you to get the disciplines you need?
Well, fear was initial. I've always exercised because I was an athlete. And it's a habit that I developed at a young age. So I've always exercised. I like to be able to move. I'm getting older. Yeah. And most people my age can't do much. Yeah. And especially if they've never done it before, it's almost impossible.
Start to get really limited in our 50s and 60s if we're not practicing and doing something before, Yes, and I see these younger people, and in my mind, physically, I feel young. I don't feel my age, even though I'm 55 and I think I'm a mature person and I think like a mature person. But physically, I don't want to be stereotyped that when you get a certain age, you should do less. So I see my mother, who's 80, she's in the garden every day. Yeah. Every day she's outside planting her own food, because she grew up doing that in the country. Yeah. So she plants her own food. Wow. And she still moves and she drives around. She's the Uber for all her friends who can't see, can't drive, can't walk. But she still drives, she'll go to Lafayette or Baton Rouge like it's nothing. Yeah. Because she's always done it. So you looked at her and thought, I want to be that person out of the group, right? If you look at the group of older people and there's somebody who's functioning and someone who's smart, functioning, able, physically able, mentally able. Like you look at that and you're like, yeah, I want to be that. I know for me, that's a big part of it. It's like I looked at people aging, and at my gym, there are two kinds. There are people who are there because they're old and sick and they're trying to stay alive. And then there are people who have been there since they were young. And you can see the difference, right? I mean, there's a lady in my gym that is so strong. She is such a motivation to me. I'll go in there and I watch her and I'm just like, oh my gosh. She's like pushing 70. She's strong as an ox. She has lots of muscle tone. She's in that gym though every day, right? But she didn't just start that. She was an athlete and she's continued that lifestyle of being active, right? Mm-hmm. So we look at that and that's the motivation for some people. Anything else that maybe motivated you?
Well, the main thing, I just want a better life.
Yeah.
You know, I want to be able to continue to be a productive citizen. I want to increase my income.
Yeah.
And this product has allowed me to do that. I'm sure you'll discuss that later. I don't want to be a walking dead.
Yeah, exactly.
I still have a lot to offer. You know, I'm a professional actor. I'm a distributor for LifeVantage. I'm involved in trying to get involved in the filmmaking process. And I think I like to be inspiration for other people who feel that certain opportunities are not for them, certain adventures are not for them, certain parts of life are not for them, to let them know that you can basically do anything if you are serious about it, if you're realistic, and you're willing to put it in the work.
And you commit. Yeah.
You have to have, you just can't, I want to be this just because.
Right.
You know, you have to be realistic in your dreams and your aspirations, but you have to be willing to commit the work that it takes to do it. Because everybody wants to do something, but everybody's not willing to put in the work to do that. No sacrifice.
And also I should mention too, you know, I know for some people thinking about a healthy lifestyle, that's not something that comes naturally to you. No. You might not have people around you who have modeled this. I know I grew up in South Louisiana. My mom tried a little bit with some healthy things, but honestly, I wasn't surrounded by people who were fit or active or healthy. And so it took me getting out of there. I moved to Toronto when I was young and being around a family that was super healthy, super health conscious, active well into their 60s, into their 70s, seeing the lifestyle difference. I looked at both of those and I went, I want to be that. I want to be active. I want to be fit. I want to be healthy. I want to be my ideal body weight. And that helped me, and being around people who are willing to teach me. So it doesn't matter what you've done before. It doesn't matter if your family lives a certain way or they don't. It doesn't matter if you have knowledge or you don't. You can still find it, right? I mean, there's so much information out there. It is a very personal journey, I found, with people. It is a very personal thing to figure out what works for you and your body. Our blood types are different. Our body types are different. Our heritage is different. We're all different. And you have to figure out what helps you to get healthy and happy and all of the things that you want. But it's possible. I agree with Escalante that we want to encourage people and inspire people because, you know, what is life? I mean, we get one, right? So don't you want it to be the best that it can be? If you have children, don't you want to be there for them when you're aging and still be able to enjoy them and your grandkids and your friends and, like, you know, I want to be that lively woman in the room. I don't want to be someone who's shut down physically and mentally. I want to be the one who's, you know, cutting jokes like my grandma in her 80s, you know, and, like, I want to be that person. So we would just try to encourage everybody today to find your journey to health. And if any of this that we've said helps you, we're going to put some links in here to the product. We're going to put some links to some science and to some other useful things that you might find. I'll be coming out with my story in the next while too. I've had quite a journey since my car accident. It's been almost 2 years and coming on 2 years, and I'm hoping to be able to get my story out there too, because I've had to try and learn so many different things to get myself back on a path to health. But it's working and I'm excited, and this product that he's talking about has been one of the things that has been a catalyst for me, for sure. It's brought my pain levels down. It's helping me in so many different ways. And they also, I just thought this was interesting, I started using the hair product. They have a shampoo and conditioner, and we ordered it and I started using it, and I was having some thinning on the top of my head and just age, I guess, or whatever. So I just went to my hairdresser. I've been on it a couple months. I noticed right away that my hair felt really good. I love the products, but I noticed that my hair felt really good. But I went to my hairdresser like a few days ago, and she was like, Shanna, she's like, your hair is getting thicker up here where you were kind of thinning. And I was like, oh yeah? She's like, what are you doing? And I told her because mine wasn't bad, but I was noticing it, and it was changing what I could do with my hair, and it was really bothering me. So if there's anybody out there that's struggling with some hair loss as you're aging, male or female, you know, you might want to check out the hair products as well. My husband has gotten on the skin products, and his skin looks amazing. When I finish what I'm on, I'm going to try it too, because his skin looks amazing, and he's just been on it like a month or something. But anyway, we'll put all the information there. It's also like a business where you can get involved as like a distributor or something. There's no pressure. You don't have to do that. You can just order the products if they work for you, whatever. If you're looking for a way to make money, this is something that you might want to do. I know some moms are looking for things to do from home or whatever. So that's available to you in the post. We'll have a link in the post. But Escalante, thank you for coming on. Seriously, guys, he's literally my best male friend in the world and has been for a decade. So when he told me what had happened with his body and the positive changes he was seeing, I definitely wanted to try what he's doing. And I have seen firsthand that it's true. I've seen the transformation, and I will hopefully continue to see more of a transformation. I mean, you're looking good. You're looking buff. And for all you ladies out there, if you look at this picture, he's a single man. He's available. One of the most kind. He's doing he's doing symbols at me right now. But he is one of the kindest, most beautiful humans I've ever known. And he's single, ladies. But you have to go through me. I have to do like a screening process or something.
She is my manager.
Right. I'm his manager. Anyway, thanks for coming on the show. Guys, if you're looking for your own journey to health, we hope you find it. And we hope that this has been a little bit of inspiration. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good week. Have a good year. This is Shanna with Not Just Small Talk. I'll talk to you next time.